What's up, you guys? My name is Ariana and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a very therapeutic makeup tutorial for you all because normally I do my makeup behind the scenes, but I just felt like showcasing this for some reason and letting you guys see what I do. Step one of any good makeup application is always going to be moisturizer. You guys cannot expect to have a very smooth application if your skin is already dry and cracked and ashy. It's just not going to look good, so please moisturize your face. The step that I like to do next is my brows. I know that some people do brows last, but I'm one of those people who does brows and then I do my base and then I do eyeshadow. I know it's all over the place, but for some reason brows first just helps me lay out exactly what I need to do on my face, and it's the easiest method for me. So if you guys are new to doing makeup, I would suggest trying to do your brows first and then working around that. Side note, all the products will be down below in the description box because if y'all are OGs of my channel, y'all know that I don't remember names to anything. So if you're interested in the exact products, if you and me are the same skin tone, please check below in the description box. Next, I like to go underneath my brows and clean it up with my concealer. This happens to be my highlighter shade. Some people choose to go underneath their eyebrows with the shade of concealer that matches their skin tone, but I kind of like using a highlighted shade because it just kind of gives it a nicer look in my opinion. So as you guys see here, I'm just carving out my brows, trying to clean it up, make it real snatched and slayed. Once you're done with that, you want to go in with your finger, or you guys can use a brush if that's your preference, and you just want to blend, blend, blend. You do not want to have lumps of concealer underneath your eyebrows because trust me, it's not going to look good. Also, I do carve out just the very front of my brows on the top, only because I don't have a lot of hair up there, so I kind of got to finesse. Next, I am going in with a brown tone mascara. You guys can use brow gel, but sis likes using mascara, so that's what we're gonna use today. And I just go in and I brush up my eyebrow hairs. The next step in my makeup routine is under eye concealer. I've learned that I have to use a full coverage concealer underneath my eyes because if I'm using like a medium coverage or light coverage or whatever, I always crease for some reason. So I tried this one by Maybelline, again in the description box, and this full coverage concealer actually is the first one that I've ever bought that helps me, and it doesn't cause me to crease at all. I know some of y'all are probably looking at me like, sis, where is your beauty blender? Well, here's the backstory. I recently moved across the country and I forgot to pack mine, so for today's video we are going to be using our fingers. Next, I like to do my foundation. I personally believe that if your skin is already pretty smooth, you don't have to cake your face up with a whole lot of foundation. And right here, my skin was pretty okay, so I really only used a very small amount of foundation just to kind of make my skin the overall same skin tone. But other than that, like, I'm not trying to cover up anything because I don't really have any acne at this point. Some of that highlighted effect was lost during the foundation application, so I just decided to go back in and add a little bit more concealer just to brighten underneath my eyes because we cannot leave the house unless she is bright. If you guys are golden or yellow or warm toned or whatever, if y'all look like me basically, I would highly recommend this Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder only because it just, I don't know, for some reason it just makes you look so good. Your skin just looks flawless. I can't explain it. You guys definitely need to just go buy it and take my word for it. I like to focus this powder around the places that I want to be super highlighted, but also on the places where I am prone to creasing. For me, I crease a lot underneath my eyes and on my smile lines. So if you guys struggle with that, please use that setting powder. To set the rest of my face, I like to use my Maybelline Superstay Foundation mixed with my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, only because in the winter time, I am a little bit less golden, and the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder is very warm, and it's actually my summer shade. But whenever I mix it with the Maybelline, it turns into the perfect shade for me. To warm up the skin a bit, I like to use my Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 300. This by far is my favorite bronzer of all time. It's the only one I've ever bought and actually liked and continued to use. I like to focus this bronzer on my forehead, on my temples, on my cheeks, and I also like to put a little bit on my nose because it just gives like this very cute sun-kissed effect. I don't know what y'all want to call it, but y'all definitely need to try it. To set my face and to melt all of that powder down, I will be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I like it because it's about $16 or so, and it gets the job done. I like it, I don't have any complaints, and now I'm pretty sure y'all can see that that base is flawless and we are beat. This step is optional, but I kind of like looking like a glazed donut, so we're going to use highlighter today. And the highlight shade that I'll be using is Fenty Beauty Hustler Baby. I like to draw an exclamation point on my nose. So I like to put it on the tip, and then I like to draw a line down the bridge of my nose. And I also like to focus the highlighter in between my eyes. I like to put highlighter on my cheeks as well, but here I don't really care for my highlighter to be blinding and in your face. More so just like a natural sun-kissed glow. Just enough for you to question whether or not if it's highlighter or if it's actually just my skin. You know, just very subtle. On to the eyes. The concealer on my eyes was lost in the process of me setting the rest of my face, so sometimes I have to go back in and add more, as you guys see here. I'm just using this as a base or a primer just to prep my eyes for adding the eyeshadow. When I'm going for a natural beat, I don't really use eyeshadow at all. I more so just use the same powders that I used on my face. So as you guys see here, I am applying the bronzer to my eyelid. For some reason, it's just popping. I know, again, bronzer is not really intended for eyeshadows, but sis, I be beat. So don't sleep on the bronzer. This eyeshadow look is super easy. It's really just a brown smoky eye, and I also am focusing it on the inner part of my eye where that facial bone kind of comes out and goes into your nose. Basically, with a smoky eye, you just want to slap the main color all over your eyelid up into your crease. To blend out that bronzer, I'm going back in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder because it also gives it like a warm tone. It's kind of orangey brown a little bit, but it's not as pigmented as the bronzer. So I really like the Sephora Micro Smooth powder as a transition shade. Since this look is so subtle, I really do like to blow out the eyeshadow as much as I possibly can. So that's why you see me kind of carrying it up all the way up to my eyebrow. I'm using the same two colors on my lower lash line because I just think that what you do to the top, you need to do to the bottom because it kind of ties the whole look together. There are some looks where you can get away with just doing the top, but this ain't one of them looks. I don't normally put a highlight on my brow bone, but you know, I felt like being a little extra today, seeing as how I was filming, and I also plan on taking some photos for Instagram later on, and it turned out pretty cute if I do say so myself. I decided to go back in with the Maybelline Superstay foundation just to kind of tone down the highlight a little bit, but also to set underneath my brow bone because I normally get oily and greasy in my T-zone, and we don't want that. So you definitely need to set that area if you are prone to getting oily there. Next, we are moving on to lips, and as you guys can see, I am lining my lips with a brown pencil liner. I got this one at Walmart. It's pretty cheap, like $1 or $2. I don't know the name. It has rubbed off since I bought it. And as you guys can see here, I am mixing two of my favorite lip glosses. One is the Universal Gloss Bomb by Fenty Beauty, and the other one is a NYX Butter Gloss. I can't remember the shade. I think it's Tiramisu. Once I get the gloss on there, I just blend until I can't blend anymore because the goal that I'm trying to achieve is to virtually blend out that brown line that I had because it kind of turns into like a nude or brown lip gloss. Like, it's super pretty. Now we're on the lashes. These are the 3D Mink lashes by Ardell. I got these at Sally's. This is my first time trying them out, and they actually turned out pretty cute. I like them because the band is pretty thin, so if you are a beginner with applying lashes, these ones are probably the most natural wispies that I've ever used. They're still natural, but it's still like glam, if you understand what I'm saying. So like, it's not too much, not too little. This step is optional. I like to line the inner corner of my eye with black liner whenever I wear lashes, only because I don't like the abrupt stop that black lashes give, especially like if you're not wearing mascara, and I don't really have a lot of lashes like on the inner corner of my eye. I don't think most people do, so to me it just looks a lot better when there's like a solid black band because to me it just kind of hides the lash a little bit. I like to put my mascara on after I apply my lashes because it's a lot easier for the lash application, and also it's easier to blend your real lashes into the fake lash if you put it on after. I've learned to take my time while applying lower lash mascara because the last thing you want to do is mess up all that hard work with blending your eyeshadow underneath your eye and then you just get like a black smudge on it. That's the most annoying thing ever, so please be careful and take your time. And we are done, ladies and gentlemen. Here are my little slow-mo serving looks for y'all. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really hope that you enjoyed my video of how I do my everyday makeup routine. Here are some photos that I put up on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me, you guys can look in the top right corner of your screen, and it has my Instagram handle there as well as TikTok. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I love you. And make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.